My dear people of Southern Cameroons, fellow Ambazonians, brave warriors of our liberation struggle, and dear young people of the never again generation. The date of today is the 4th, and this is a Sunday, of August 2019. Accept revolutionary greetings from this part of the world and from me. My dear people, today I come to talk with a very heavy heart. Heavy because a lot of our people are yet to take the full measure of the kind of enemy we are fighting against. Our people are yet to definitely understand the kind of humans we have been living with and calling them brothers and sisters for almost 60 years. In my last outing, I talked about a meeting, a criminal meeting that was held at the lakeside residence of the former Prime Minister Philemon Yaounde at the lakeside in Yaounde. And let me quickly even make this error before I make this correction of an error I made in that video before I continue. I talked in that video about Kilo Bara as being the vice minister at the Ministry of Basic Education. But in effect, I meant to talk about Ashiri Kilo. It's rather Ashiri Kilo, who is the vice minister at the Ministry of Basic Education, and she is the one who was at that meeting. Kilo Bara Caroline is a journalist, or rather has worked with CRTV for quite some time, and long left CRTV and is now an international civil servant. And so I'm very sorry for the damage that might have been caused to her name, with that slip in my discourse, simply because I'm quite used to both personalities. So I was actually talking here about Ashiri Kilo. So my dear people, in that video, I revealed that there were a lot of dangerous plans ahead because La République du Cameroun does not want to find itself at an international negotiation table with international mediators. And for that reason, they have to do everything to ensure that schools resume in September, and eventually they will try as much as possible to kill the traditional ghost towns on Monday. And how were they planning to do that? I said they had a lot of macabre plans, and topmost of those macabre plans was actually an arrangement to portray the good self-defense volunteers of the Southern Cameroons of Ambazonia as not only terrorists, but as cannibals. You know, they've hired a lot of public relations firms from around the world. And I've been told the only way they can make it now is portray us as terrorists effectively and portray that we are cannibals of another level that rebel, that have no value, that consider no value for human life. And so, that video is still rolling. A lot of people are still, getting shocked with the revelations that came out from that meeting, only for us to realize that they've already moved from words to action. I'm convinced a lot of us have already seen the footage that is circulating on social media now, with young boys there slaughtering someone. You see, they've already cut the head and placed, cut another organ and put in one side, and they're struggling and even using pit axe to, cut a human being into pieces. And unlike other videos where people even show their faces, in this one, the people made sure they don't see their faces, they only hear them talking in broken English because it's easily attributable to Southern Cameroonians. This is just the beginning. You're going to see a lot of this. But my dear people, we have to remain steadfast and strong. I want to use the opportunity of this video to extend hearty congratulations to all our informants who are growing in ranks among the CPDM elite of both the Northern Zone and the Southern Zone, and who have made it a duty to keep us informed at every turn and point on every single thing that they are doing. That is how one of those informants sent that video to me this morning and said, I had told you, Mr. Akuro, that this are the kind of things that you are going to be seeing. And he emphasized that when schools reopen, if they do reopen, and the few schools that will try to reopen, they will find a lot of corpses of school children littered all over the place, heads cut, bodies scattered into pieces and all whatnot. And this is the footage they will present to the world to try and let the world now decide to unify against the good people of the Southern Cameroons. I keep drawing our attention to this. I keep saying this on a daily basis. Sometimes we forget that we're at war. We leave the enemy and we concentrate on ourselves. We forget that we have real issues to face before us. I said it before, that La République, by the use of Switzerland, is distracting us to spend our attention fighting about negotiations which in their minds should not and might never take place under Mr. Paul Biya. My dear people, this is a very trying moment. And this is the time for us to become much more attentive to the issues of this revolution. I urge each and every one of us to set our differences aside and raise money more than ever before to face this impending disaster on our people called schools reopening. My dear brothers and sisters, for how long will you want me to shout here and shout for you to understand the urgency of the moment? Take note, I have said here over and over that not a single leader, I see all of you every day come on my platform and write, make sure you eject Sako from your meets. If Mr. Sako remains in your meets, we will not contribute. I will tell you this clearly. Neither Comrade Sako nor myself, nor any other leader for that matter, has the whole of any single dollar, any single euro, any single pound that enters into the accounts of the Ambazonia Relief Fund. This fund is manned by a board of directors. And that board of directors has further subdivided into officials. You have a treasurer, you have a financial secretary, all of them handling the affairs of that organization independently from the leaders of the struggle. That is why we put it in place, to make sure we separate it, that the leaders should concentrate on the struggle, while this group of people handle the finances, to make sure we don't have leakages anymore. While efforts are being made to ensure that where there truly was embezzlement, people should be brought to reimburse or to account, we have already made sure that the hemorrhage is blocked, the tap is blocked, and money cannot be swindled anymore. My dear people, if you have not yet contributed, this is the time more than ever before to do it. We have to face the September challenge. We have to make sure we provide enough resources for our people in the bushes, for our people everywhere, to be able to handle this situation, to be able to stay clear, to be able to stay away from all the evil temptation that is coming their way. If you haven't contributed just yet, take this number, 301-898-6324. I read it again, 301-898-6324. If you are out of America, put +1 before the 3. This same number in the United States will receive money on Cash App and on Zelle. If you have to come in through PayPal, use Amba Relief 2018 at gmail.com. Amba Relief 2018 at gmail.com. But if you want to know more before you send in your money, you want to get clarifications and guarantees that your money is effectively being used, and you want to touch base with one of the members of the board of directors, call that number, +1 301-898-6324. That said, I also want to take this opportunity to announce to our people that there is no lockdown this week. There is no lockdown. The information about lockdown was a plan and has not been transformed into a decision. And therefore, there is no lockdown. There is only the traditional Monday ghost towns. And after that, you go about your activities normally. In the effect, there's going to be any lockdown, it will be announced But take note that at the SCLC, we had taken a resolve with the people, and that was a social contract, that there will be no more lockdown without consultations with the base. And lockdowns may only happen when they are extremely necessary. So there is no lockdown. And then let me end up with this piece of information. Today, I was reading an article published by The Crooks. That's an online publication, and I think it's Catholic, by The Crooks. That outfit published an article, an extensive interview conducted with Christian Cardinal Toomey. And Christian Cardinal Toomey made clear in that article he is a federalist. He stands for federalism. He believes that it is only the federalist option or the federal option that will bring peace, according to him, because he wants the country unified. I think this is clear. So the suspicions and the contentions we've had with the holding of the AGC have been that it was to promote a federalist agenda against the wishes and aspirations of the people of the Southern Cameroons. I think Cardinal Toomey has made that point and that position very clear. So they don't need to hold an AGC anymore. He has already let the cat out of the bag. That is number one, the first lesson to draw from that. Number two, it portrays Christian Cardinal Toomey as anti-democratic. Because I remember Christian Cardinal Toomey said in a newspaper article on the Guardian Post, it was published on the cover page, that he has had to go around the Southern Cameroons and talk to people. And he came away with the conclusion that at least 80% of the people of the Southern Cameroons want total independence. They want self-determination. Why should he insist on forcing our people into something they have rejected, because that experiment was tried and it failed? That was number two. Number three, I have very confirmed information from sources right inside the heart of the AGC that Christian Cardinal Toomey's AGC decided, beyond these discussions he had with people across the Southern Cameroons, to carry out a clear-cut study. And they talked to people all over the two zones, the northern zone and the southern zone. And they came up with a publication, it's over 400 pages thick. And the final results of that carefully conducted survey, from what I learned, demonstrates that at least 82% of our people want total independence, want total self-determination. Christian Cardinal Toomey, you have that report with you. And he insists the report will only be presented to Mr. Paul Biya. Christian Cardinal Toomey, the people of Southern Cameroons and the world need also to see that report. It is from the church that we learned the lines Vox Populi, Vox Dei, meaning the voice of the people. The voices of the people will represent the voice of God. So the people have spoken, and spoken clearly every time you have tried to consult them. I mean, triumphantly, 80% is not just half. Christian Cardinal Toomey, I know you as a man of integrity. Stand up for the truth. And the truth is that the people of the Southern Cameroons want independence. And if you are a religious leader, and you have spoken a lot about democracy, you should stop being a distraction. Help the people attain self-determination, because that is what they want at this point in time. To God be the glory.